A new media firestorm is erupting between U.S. President Donald Trump and the BBC. Trump says he plans to sue the British public broadcaster for billions of dollars after what he calls a fraudulent and corrupt edit of one of his speeches. The controversy centers on a segment aired on the BBC's investigative program, Panorama, which stitched together two separate moments from Trump's January 6, 2021 speech. His call for supporters to walk to the Capitol, and, more than 50 minutes later, his line, we fight like hell." Placed back to back, the edit gave the impression that Trump delivered a direct call for violent action. And now the BBC has now acknowledged the edit was misleading. Speaking aboard Air Force One Friday evening, Trump told reporters he would file suit next week.
What BBC did, nobody would even think a thing like that was done. They actually changed the words coming out of my mouth.
So the BBC has apologised and retracted the report, but they say they won't pay any compensation.
Well, we'll
Is that
sue them. We'll sue them for anywhere between $1 billion and $5 billion, probably sometime next week.
So you're ready to take?
Well, I think I have to do it. I mean, they've even admitted that they cheated. Not that they couldn't have not done that. They cheated. They changed the words coming out of my mouth. That's worse than what CBS did with Kamala. They changed her answer, but at least they didn't show it, coming out of her mouth.
Trump's legal team had already given the BBC a Friday deadline to retract the edit, apologize, and agree to pay compensation. The broadcaster did publish a correction, admitting it had given the mistaken impression that Trump issued an immediate call for violence and said the edited clip would never air again. But the BBC is refusing to pay damages, arguing there is no basis for a defamation claim. The fallout inside the corporation has been swift. Both the BBC's Director General, Tim Davie, and the head of news, Deborah Turness, resigned last week, saying the incident had harmed the broadcaster's credibility. BBC Chair Samir Shah issued a personal apology letter to the White House, expressing regret but maintaining the edit did not meet the legal threshold for defamation. And former BBC Director General Tony Hall also weighed in, warning the corporation must never agree to pay compensation using public funds. Meanwhile, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer urged the BBC to uphold the highest editorial standards but emphasized his support for a strong, independent broadcaster. Trump, however, is not backing down. In an interview earlier on Friday, he called the edit beyond fake and corrupt, saying he feels an obligation to sue. He added that he has not yet discussed the issue with Starmer, though the Prime Minister has requested a conversation. The controversy comes at a sensitive time for the BBC. British Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy says the scandal has heightened concerns about political influence at the BBC, and she plans to address the issue in the next charter review. Trump, for his part, has a history of winning major settlements against American media companies. Just this past July, Paramount settled a lawsuit in which Trump accused CBS's 60 Minutes of airing an edited interview clip that he claimed unfairly influenced the 2024 election.